In this video, we're going to be talking about what the real problem is with Royal Caribbean at the moment. Hi guys, it's Shipbase here, and in this video we're going to talk about what the real problem is with Royal Caribbean at the moment. So I am a very big Royal Caribbean cruise fan, as you would say. Independent Sea is right behind me. And there is one big problem that I feel with Royal Caribbean, just coming off our Anthem of the Seas cruise. There is a review on that if you want to go check that out. That they are changing quite a few things, that lots of small things, not a really big thing, but it's making the whole experience a bit less. And there's also something about my cruises next year that I'm going to get into further on in the video. So I've been on 18 Royal Caribbean cruises, and I've just turned Diamond Plus. So from talking about what the cruises were like and now what my last one was like, I saw a massive difference. Even from I was on Wonder of the Seas in September, Anthem of the Seas, completely different experience. So number one that I think is a different experience is the main dining room. Now they have recently changed the menus, and my party especially did not rate them one bit. We just thought it was a poor selection compared to what we're used to of a big selection, and that the service was very rushed. One of the things that I really like about doing the Royal Caribbean cruise, on Anthem of the Seas is not really the same because they don't have the big main dining room, which is really nice. They have 4 small ones, so that might be a bit of a factor into it. But it's the I just didn't think the new menus were that great. And it wasn't just me that thought that. It was, I'm really not a picky eater. I will absolutely eat whatever. And what I normally had was nice, but like when I used to look at the menus, because sometimes they have them on the, or they have them on the app nowadays, but they used to have them on the boards outside or whatever. You always just be like, oh yes, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that. But every night, so you know when you go to dinner, you're having something to look forward to. Every time I looked at the menu on the Royal Caribbean app, it just didn't like really. Nothing jumped out at me. For like, I was on there for 14 nights, so I would say maybe 3 or 4 nights something jumped out at me. And it made us go to specialty restaurants, which yes, you want to go there for like normally a special occasion, but you don't want to feel like saying, oh, the menu's not good there, let's go and pay for food. Obviously, yes, I do know there's a Windjammer as well, so yeah, it is up to preference. But it's yeah, I still just don't think the new menus are great. So if they could maybe make this section a bit bigger, or just bring some of the other ones back, yeah, that would be good. Then on to service time. I know Royal Caribbean did a survey, this was quite a while ago, about how quick the main dining room is, and people said they wanted it to be faster. Now, I know there's 2 sit-ins. Maybe at the beginning of your cruise, they actually ask you how you want your food, because if you have younger kids or like a family, you might want to have a quicker meal, and I completely understand that. But for me, we didn't see some of our party during the day, so that was really like where we catch up for the day. But then the service felt so quick. Literally, by the time our starter's gone, our main was already there. Like, it was that kind of that really fast pace. So maybe at the beginning of the cruise, Royal Caribbean could give you an option. See, I'm not saying they're being there for 3-4 hours. Like, I'm talking just have at least a little break between your starter and main. So maybe they just said, do you want a slow or fast service, depending on like what you're looking for. So that could one thing they could change. Just give it an option, like with the room stewards. They come in and say, would you like your room cleaned at night or during the day? Do you want it turned down or clean during the day? So it all depends so that they give you that option there, because they've got rid of the 2 services, so you choose which one you want, and then you could choose in dinner. Maybe that's something they could implement in the future, which I think would be quite good. So number 2 is prices. Now I really do feel like Royal Caribbean is pricing people out. Now if I'm using this for the first time, so I'm up in the top left hand corner, right hand corner, depending on what way it is. So at the top I've got all the cruises I've booked in Miami. So in order, so it's Independence, Allure, Icon. I'm looking at Icon of the Seas on the website. I noticed they're brand new ships, so obviously it's going to be a bit more expensive, which is how it normally works out. But these prices here, so I'm on the 7th, this one here, and the 14th, this one here. They have literally doubled. These prices here are for an internal. 1945. I got it just under £1,000. I think it's like 995 or just over it. I think it's just over. It's like £1,050 or something like that. I got it per person. Still a lot of money, but that now, the 2 weeks I got an icon would cost me around. And just remember as well, these don't include gratuities. Now gratuities I do factor into my cruise. So yeah, it would be almost £8,000 for me to go on the cruises I'm going on icon right now. And that is literally doubled, which is insane. For the exact same cruise, if people are booking these at the exact same cruise, they get it for double the price, and I think it's quite crazy. So now looking into like the pre-cruise planner. So Independence really doesn't. I can't really compare to what other cruises is. So they have. Also, I just want to know: is this is actually this first time I'm looking at it in like a few weeks? The zip line in Labadee has come up. For £80, has anybody out there done it? Because I would like to know in the comments below, because I'm thinking of doing it, because I've been waiting for it, but is it actually worth it? So that's what I'm doing. So if you've been on it, please put in the comments below if it's worth it. So this is August next year, so September the 2nd, and it's more like on board stuff. So it's dining. It's more a lawn icon. I got it. So like Chops Grill. It's £50, so this is all pounds, depending on where you are, euros, dollars. So where I can see, so I'm going to Perfect Day 3 times. I'm going on the Law, I'm going on Icon, and I'm going on the other Icon one. So that's where I really do see the difference, and that's why I'm thinking it's taking a bit of a mick. So this is the Law of the Seas, and right there you see the Thrill Water Park for £122, which I still think is a lot. I was actually talking to someone on Anthem of the Seas, and they're saying they've been here for £90, and he wasn't sure if it was worth it. So then I told him how much it is on the Law, and he was like, wow, that's a lot. £122 to go to Water Park. If you're there with a family of 4, you're talking almost £400, £500. Is it? Let's just put a guess. There's no child discount, I think. Yeah, it's actually in my car as well. So that's a Law of the Seas, £122. But as soon as you go to Icon of the Seas, 140. That's actually gone down a little bit. It was a bit more expensive a couple of days ago. £146. So just because you're on a newer ship, you're paying an extra £20 or almost £30. But I saw it at 160 the other day, so it has discounted a little bit, 5%, you know. So yeah, this is where it's basically the Perfect Day is where most of my problems lie with. So if I do Perfect Day, so this is the first one, apply, and then let's go short excursions, and then apply again. I just don't think some of the stuff is actually worth it. Or did I press anything there? Yeah, I did. Yeah, so you're talking £146 compared to a Law £122. The floating cabanas are just super money anyway, so they look cool. I've seen videos of them, but a bit out of my price range, so we won't even talk about those. A zip line, and the zip line in Labadee looks better, but it's about the same price. So £89, because Royal Caribbean I've looked at the islands, never been to any of them. But Royal Caribbean does look like it has the best island in the Bahamas, in my opinion, just by looking at pictures. But then you're looking at up and away, £64 for how long's that ride? They're just pricing people out, and I'm talking about, think about it, you're paying £8,000 for your cruise. Let's say you book Icon of the Seas right now, and that's for an internal. Then you need to factor that you're paying. Is it more on here? 64. No, it's identical. If your kid wants to do this, £64. Then you have to factor in how many people want to go, and you're talking it's all extra. Obviously, Perfect Day you do not have to spend any money. There is complimentary beaches, restaurants, everything. But if you want to do like the things that they advertise the most, you have to pay. Which is the water park, up and away. This beach club, look at that, £245 for a quieter beach and upgraded food. So if me and Celeste want to go on that one, it is £500 basically, just for a nicer, quite a little quieter beach. But I think because we're going to be there, we're going to be off early, so I don't think there's a problem with us getting a seat. It's just a thrill water park. They're charging. Wait, what about? I wanted to see how long this 10 minutes. You're paying 10 minutes for. Oh, they do a child discount on this one, but still, it's set like £65 plus 40. You're talking about £110 for 10 minutes. It's just it's a lot. And this is the only problem with Royal Caribbean at the moment is that they're pricing people out, and especially from the UK. The MSC are really, with MSC Virtuoso, MSC are really taking up a lot of the market because Royal Caribbean can't compete with the prices that MSC are putting out. Yes, MSC might not be as good as service on board, and maybe stuff on the ships, but if people want to pay as little as they can, and yeah, Royal Caribbean just aren't that cruise line at the moment. I know in America they have Carnival, which again is a very cheaper, more budget cruise line. And again, I have looked at their cruises because I could have chosen to go on the Celebration instead of Indy and Allure before, but Independence, I do like that ship. So it's just these prices for all of this, and then we're a long way away, so I don't know if there's. I don't have the ship tour. It used to be like £70. Now that it's like £160. I remember on Anthem. The Key. I remember when the Key was like 20. I know there's inflation. I don't want to come across as thinking everything should stay the same price forever. I understand there's inflation, but Royal Caribbean has particularly put a lot of prices up. The Key, I think I remember when the first time I did it on Independence, the Key, it's like £22, if not mistaken. I think my parents paid, so I remember the price, but now £40. And then probably when the activities will be in Perfect Day, when you want to be on a new island, or when you're in one of the stops and it's the quietest, or during dinner, that's when they do the private sessions. So, and that's what it really is for, like the flow rides and stuff like that. So, and again, dining on Icon Seas, and they have just announced they're going to have the most expensive dining venue on board their ships. I can't remember the name of it, but it does look really cool. But I'd like to see the official price. They were talking about around $200, but you're paying a lot for that. Yeah, but Chops Grill. To be fair, we got a 50% discount on board on Anthem, or actually on the ship. So obviously on the ship, they're not selling the specialty restaurants. So, but the thing about it, you're paying these prices on top of the actual meal you have, plus the Windjammer. So it's still £60. Yes, it's a nice steak. Don't get me wrong, but I also need to try Hooked. That's something I do need to try. Maybe the lunch menu, because they do lunch. Yeah. So like, if you want to go a bit cheaper, go for the lunches. They're still not as big as menus, but they I think Zumi is the same. Oh, that's Hibachi. Yeah, Zumi is the same menu, but yeah, Hooked and Chops Grill I definitely know are a little smaller menus, but definitely worth if you want to get in one of the restaurants, but you don't want to pay the evening prices. Definitely do the lunches. But I was just showing you guys. Obviously, I can't come up with any prices that were like in 2019 and all that. We understand cruise lines lost a lot of money during COVID, and they do have to bring some of that back. But I don't see that with any other cruise line really. The only two I have gone with after COVID, I've been actually 2000 Virgin Voyages, P&O, MSC, and Royal. And Royal for me are the ones that are really. I cruise with them the most. I am the most biased Royal Caribbean cruise. Anyone asks me, or anyone that's watched the channel, they will know that Royal Caribbean. I've even got Independence Seas behind me right here. Really cool poster I got, by the way. But they really are pushing the prices, and my parents as well, which gives a good example. They were before COVID. Royal Caribbean, we literally Royal Caribbean every year. We literally did Independence like 4 times in 2019. May, we did it twice in May, once in the summer, and once in October. But now, because of MSC, to be fair, it is due to some of the suites as well. They don't actually do a fully disabled suite, they only do a junior suite, which again, something Royal Caribbean does need to sort out. On some of their other ships, they do have higher ones, but on Anthem and Freedom class, I think they've only got junior suites, which you don't actually get the suite perks. So they would rather go, instead of 2 weeks in the junior suite on Anthem of the Seas next year, they would rather go on MSC Virtuoso in the Yacht Club, because the perks are there. And also it's cheaper. They were paying for the same price for 2 weeks this summer in a junior suite, but you don't get any perks really. You get double points. And that's by it, I'm thinking. Or it's the same money to go in Yacht Club for 2 weeks next year. But you get in the Yacht Club, you get the private restaurant, the private pool, the butler service. So Royal Caribbean, I think, really need to stop increasing the price as much, because you are pricing and you're pushing away loyal fans or loyal cruisers, am I saying? So they really do need to just rethink the pricing, maybe just a tiny bit, or just rein it in just a tiny bit. But we will see over the next couple of months. So I'll just do a quick overall. So the 2 big things I think Royal Caribbean needs to change is the main dining room and the prices of their cruises, because you were really pricing out loyal cruise fans that wouldn't go on anything else but Royal Caribbean ships, and now just because of prices alone, we're choosing other cruise lines. So that's something to be aware of. But I think the service remains amazing. Generally, like I said, I've been on since after COVID. Obviously, lots have changed on cruise lines. I've been on MSC, Virgin Voyages, P&O, and Royal Caribbean. And Royal Caribbean is still by far the best service-wise. We never waited any times in the bar. Literally, the most was 5 minutes. That was because it was a busy place at night. But like I said, 5 minutes is nothing really. Let's be honest. So yeah, I think they really need to just, especially the main dining room. That's just the most annoying thing about it. That the menus, I think the menus were perfect. Stuff on it every night. Amazing section of food. And now the menus are just themed and just not great, and the service is too quick. The waiters are still nice, but it's too quick. So maybe they need to just alter something there, because they're still kind of new. They came out beginning of this year, did they not? Because they tried them on Symphony of the Seas for a while, and then they bought it fleet-wide. Because when I was on Wonder in September, the menus were fine, and I really enjoyed the main dining room. It's just there was just a very big difference between September and July. So that is one of the big things, I think. And like I said, last one without the prices is that you're just Royal Caribbean just outpricing loyal fans, Diamond Plus member. But I am doing the 4 cruises next year, but if I was going to book right now, no way I could afford that cruise at all, full stop. £8,000 for 2 weeks on Icon for an internals. There's not even a window. So yeah, it's crazy. So that is all I have to say about the big problems with Royal Caribbean at the moment. Let's hope they change a few literally little tweaks, and they could be back to the cruise line that they were before these stupidly high prices and weird themed menus. So thank you so much for watching. It's been Shipfaced here. If you like what you see, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. It's very much appreciated, and it really does help me out. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, so links in the description below to go and follow me on those platforms. Thank you for watching. It's been Shipfaced here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.